War moves fast, front lines shift, artillery thunders, drones circle above shattered rooftops. But civilians move slowly. Elderly residents, families without transport, children caught between advancing forces. In towns like Volchansk, being trapped is not a metaphor, it is geography. Bridges damaged, roads under fire, communication unstable, and then comes the operation. Armored vehicles enter not to advance, but to extract. Doors open, names are called. Evacuation lists checked under pressure. In war, rescue is never simple. It is timed. It is calculated. It is negotiated with risk. Who organizes it? Who authorizes it? Who benefits from it? Because in modern conflict, even evacuation carries weight. It can save lives, it can reshape control, and sometimes it does both at once. This is not a cinematic rescue. There are no dramatic speeches, no slow-motion hero shots. There is urgency. Coordinates confirmed, routes recalculated in real time, windows of movement measured in minutes, not hours. Because in active combat zones, evacuation is a race against escalation. Artillery does not pause for civilians. Drones do not distinguish intention from movement. Front lines do not freeze for compassion. So, timing becomes everything. Convoys enter during temporary lulls. Engines kept running. Soldiers scanning rooftops, tree lines, intersections. Inside damaged homes, decisions happen fast. Stay and risk crossfire. Leave and abandon everything familiar. Some residents hesitate. Others are ready before the knock comes. Bags packed days earlier. Documents sealed in plastic. Pets carried in blankets. Evacuation in these moments is not politics. It is survival. But survival operations still require structure. Perimeter security, transport allocation, medical screening, destination planning. Where do evacuees go? Temporary shelters, relocation centers, deeper controlled zones? Every extraction is also a movement across lines, physical lines, administrative lines, psychological lines. And once crossed, return is never guaranteed. This is the intensity rarely shown in headlines, the tension between urgency and uncertainty. Because rescuing civilians in a war zone is not only about getting them out, it is about what they are being moved into. Every evacuation carries risk. Convoys can be targeted, routes can be disrupted, information can leak. Extraction in a live combat zone is not symbolic, it is exposure. Troops temporarily shift focus from offensive posture to protective formation. That decision alone reveals calculation, because deploying forces for evacuation means reallocating manpower, vehicles, and coordination. It is not random. It is strategic prioritization. And strategy in war always connects to geopolitics. When civilians are evacuated from contested towns, the demographic map changes. Population density shifts. Urban resistance potential decreases. Administrative restructuring becomes easier. On the international stage, images of rescue operations circulate instantly. Governments issue statements. Media narratives form within hours. One side frames protection, the other frames displacement. Diplomatic reactions follow. Evacuations influence humanitarian reports. Humanitarian reports influence sanctions debates. Sanctions debates influence military funding. This is the chain. A bus leaving a town can echo in parliaments thousands of kilometers away. Geopolitics is not only negotiated in summits, it is shaped in villages. When civilians are removed from active zones, questions arise. Will they return? Under whose administration? Under which legal framework? Control on the ground feeds claims at the negotiating table. And in long conflicts, demographic presence often becomes a foundation for political legitimacy. So evacuation is never just a tactical act. It becomes a data point in the broader struggle over territory, influence, and narrative dominance. In war, maps are redrawn by force, but they are solidified by people. And when people move, the map follows. Evacuation saves lives, but it also shifts realities. When civilians leave a frontline town, the battlefield changes. Empty streets reduce friction. Operations accelerate. Administrative control becomes easier to establish. But the deeper shift is demographic. Who lives where determines who governs what. In prolonged conflicts, population movement becomes political weight. It influences reconstruction. It shapes negotiation leverage. It affects future legitimacy claims. War redraws lines with force, but those lines are reinforced by people. And when people move under military coordination, the consequences extend far beyond the rescue itself. Evacuation is immediate. Its impact is long-term. War is measured in explosions, but power is measured in control. When civilians are evacuated from a war zone, it looks like rescue, and it may be, but it is also transition from chaos to structure, from crossfire to administration. In modern conflict, whoever manages daily life manages influence, not through speeches, through presence, through routine, through continuity. Because long after the artillery stops, what remains is not just territory, it is systems. And sometimes the most decisive move in war is not an advance. It is who shows up at the door when everything else has collapsed.